204 BC, two powerful civilizations were expanding through the Mediterranean world. One was Rome, the other was Carthage. Carthage seemed to have the advantage because it had a powerful navy.
General Marcus, why is your navy patrolling waters around Sicily?
We wish to take over ports on western Sicily to increase our access to their grain.
General Gaius, what do you think about this situation?
We in Rome see this as a threat to Roman security. The Greeks are our allies and we have been asked to help them. We didn't want Carthage's navy patrolling waters so close to Rome. We made the decision to attack Sicily. Carthage has violated 3 treaties in which they agreed to share the trade in the Mediterranean.
You want to take over Sicily and its rich grain fields for yourself? All you needed was an excuse to attack. You'll never defeat our navy. We're too strong.
Even as we speak, carpenters are building new Roman ships. We will never give up. We may even have a secret weapon of our own.
This secret weapon was the corvus, a type of gangway that Romans used to board and capture enemy ships. For the next 23 years, the navy and the army of Carthage won battle after battle against the Romans. In all, Rome lost over 1,000 ships and 100,000 men drowned. Finally, in 241 BC, Rome built one last fleet and defeated Carthage.
What were the terms of this Roman peace treaty?
Carthage had to give Rome, Sicily, Sardinia, and Corsica. They also had to pay huge amounts of money for us for 10 years.
What do you have to say now, General Marcus?
For now, the Romans have won, but Carthage will rise again.
In the First Punic War, Rome took control of the entire Italian peninsula. Rome's economy grew. Carthage, too, was rebuilding and growing strong again. When Carthage took over part of Spain, Rome saw this as a new threat and declared war on Carthage again.
General Hannibal, what's your plan to defeat Rome this time?
I plan to take this war to Roman soil. My armies will march through Spain and Gaul and attack Rome from the north. We will use our war elephants to frighten and attack Roman armies.
How will you get through the Alps?
No mountain range in this world is impassable. My army will march through the mountains even if it takes forever.
Hannibal's plan seemed to work. The Spaniards and Gauls even joined Hannibal's army, and Hannibal won several early victories. Then Fabius Maximus was appointed as Roman dictator.
Fabius, what is the plan?
My plan is simple. The Romans will harass Hannibal's troops, and over time they won't be able to get the supplies they need. This will weaken them. Unfortunately, when Rome sent an army of 60,000 men to Cannae to attack Hannibal, Hannibal's army tricked the Romans by stretching out a long, thin line with the cavalry at the end. Hannibal lured the Romans toward the center of the line and then brought the cavalry up behind the Romans. 50,000 Romans died in this battle, including a consul and 80 senators.
General Hannibal, why did you not follow up on this huge victory?
I thought the Romans would tire of war and rebel against their leaders. Instead, they continued to harass our army.
General Fabius, why didn't you give up after Cannae?
Surrender was never an option. We would have fought to the last man if necessary. Hannibal finally returned to Carthage in 204 BC to defend his native land against the Romans. In 202 BC, the Romans defeated Carthage at Zama. Hannibal fled and eventually committed suicide to avoid being by the Romans. In 201 BC, Carthage signed a treaty giving up all but 10 of her warships and all of her territory.
Even after the defeat of Carthage, many Romans wanted Carthage destroyed.
What has life been since Carthage surrendered to Rome?
We have kept the peace and we have honored the treaty with Rome.
We have rebuilt our city and it is more beautiful than ever. We just want Rome to leave us in peace.
However, in 149 BC, Carthage was attacked by African people called the Nubians. Carthage had no choice but to try to defeat itself.
How did the Romans see the situation? It showed us that Carthage was again preparing for war. The city had to be destroyed. The Senate voted to send an army to attack Carthage again. We voted to send ambassadors to Numidia to encourage them to continue their attacks on Carthage. Why did Carthage send some of its leaders to Rome?
We tried to appeal to the Senate and reestablish peace. We were only defeated ourselves against an attack.
We refused to talk to them. General Scipio had his orders.
My orders were to wipe Carthage from the face of the earth.
Scipio followed his orders. The Romans killed most of the city's people and enslaved others. They burned the city to the ground and plowed salt into the entire site. As Scipio and his friends Publius was the city of Carthage burned, they have the following conversation.
So was the fate of many empires, Troy, Assyria, Persia, and Macedonia.
It was a wonderful sight, but I feel terror and dread lest someone should one day give the same order about my own native city. Scipio's words were prophetic. In time, Germanic tribes from the north of Europe would sack and burn Rome itself. Although this was far in Rome's future, one way or another, some kind of Mediterranean unity was bound to come. And the big question was whether the Greek, Roman, or the Phoenician, Carthaginian culture was to be the dominant influence. After Hannibal's death, Roman power was not seriously challenged for almost 6 centuries. What does this mean for us? We should probably be grateful because a book on human rights in Carthage would not be a big volume. The Romans could often be savage rulers, but they offered the inhabitants of Italy and later the Mediterranean world a civil law code that contained some elements that we still consider to be important. In fact, this is why Rome won the war against Hannibal. Its Italian allies knew that Rome had more to offer them than Carthage did.